Yes, yes. Welcome to DLopez Unpacked. Today we have a special guest all the way from Milan, Italy. His name is Brian Spirit. Um, yes, he's an emerging producer. I met him about a week and a half ago at a Jay Dilla event. Jay Dilla's mom and Ghostface were there, and Brian participated in a beat battle, and he actually won. And I remember I was there with my girlfriend. We were like, "Yo, this guy, he's fashionable. He captivated the crowd. His music is sonically amazing." And I was like, he kind of gave me like vibes of like Kanye, Ryan Leslie. And I learned from him earlier today that he plays the piano and he's trained. So everybody, welcome Brian Spirit. What's good, Brian? How you doing?
I'm feeling great today. How about you, man?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for being. You're one of my first guests on DLopez Unpacked. So I just want to let you know that I appreciate you, and I really like your music, man, your production. So I wanted to ask you, what was it like growing up in Milan, and what's like the hip hop scene over there?
Yeah, so basically in Milan, there's not the much of the hip hop scene that y'all got out here in New York, but since my pops grew up in Chicago, it's Nigerian, but I grew up in Chicago. I grew up with his music, so basically what happened is that I was influenced. Yeah, basically what I see and what I feel like saying is that I used the culture in my country, so I wasn't like influenced by anybody out here,
Hmm.
but at the same time, I grew up with your culture out there. Yeah.
Amazing, amazing. So how did you fall in love with music?
It actually just came to me, David. Like, ever since I was a kid, I was always in an environment full of music. My pops himself, he was a DJ. He and this guy from the Bronx called Mohammed were the first one to bring like hip hop music to the clubs in Milan. Like,
Uh,
they even bring out Tupac one day to join for a live session.
oh, amazing,
Yeah, like
amazing.
a lot of stories, a lot of stories.
Amazing, amazing. And I guess I wanted to ask, what is some of your inspirations and role models?
I mean, when I started producing, I'll definitely say Kanye, Kanye or Jay Dilla.
Oh
Most
yeah,
definitely, yeah, most definitely.
tell me a little bit about your interest in Jay Dilla, because I met you at a Jay Dilla beat battle in Brooklyn. Uh, uh, what makes him sound so unique, Jay Dilla?
I mean, it's coming from the soul. It's something that's timeless. Whenever you listen to it, you can listen from 20 years from now, and it's still gonna sound great.
Yeah,
I'm really aware of that, and this is what I'm trying to do with my music.
Jay Dilla is very unique. He wasn't traditional. He would improvise. He would like
Yeah,
with his beat selection. It wasn't just on time. He would like, and as a classically trained composer, as a piano player, that he was very different. You
yeah,
know, like you said, it came from the soul, but he wasn't afraid to experiment.
yeah. Right,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
Like, I feel like it was more a jazz musician rather than just a hip hop producer, because he really was on his own wave. I feel like back in the day, rap music and hip hop was so versatile that people just like use their own ideas, and hip hop was the new jazz back in the day.
I love that. I like how you make the comparison with Dilla and jazz. I love that because it was that Dizzy Gillespie, Louis Armstrong. They were just playing,
Yeah,
experimenting on
yeah,
the spot, like a live person playing. You
yeah.
just improvise. How long have you been doing this? You look so young. How long have you been doing this music?
I've been doing it for 5 years now.
Hmm.
Ever since I was 16 years old. Yeah.
Amazing, amazing. Wow. And I gotta ask, how did you? Because I'm talking you, and I got to know a little bit of the collaborations you did. How were you able, as such a young producer, to connect with D Block Europe? I heard your song. By the way, it's fire. He has a song called Pirelli with D Block Europe. It's on
Appreciate
Spotify. It's on all DSPs, digital streaming platforms. So listen to Pirelli, produced by my guy over here, Brian Spirit. Fire, fire music. So how did you get that credit? And also tell me a little bit about you working with Meek Mill. If you could talk about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so basically what happened with Pirelli, I was working with this engineer that I know from London, and I was just sending him beats, and like few days before it dropped, he just randomly hit me up telling me about this track that we had to get on D Block album. From then on, we just locked in. I've been just sending him beats constantly. I really send lots of beats to many people, like thousands of people every single day. So it just happened. It just happened.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. And what about the Meek Mill?
Meek Mill, I got close with one of his childhood friends. Basically, it's a funny story what happened with Meek Mill. This guy sent him a pack that I felt like was perfect for Meek. Meek never replied to him. But after a few days, they met at a funeral, okay? And he remembered about me and about my beats, and yeah, he recorded on some of them, yeah.
Amazing. And that's not out yet, right? The one with Meek Mill?
Not out yet.
All
Not
right.
out yet.
I hope it comes out. I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm rooting for you, Brian. You got some fire. D-Block Europe, Meek Mill. You making waves in the States. You want a beat battle with Jay Dilla. Speaking about at the Jay Dilla day where his moms and Ghostface was there. That was just an amazing hip hop event. I hadn't been to something like that. And when I heard your music, I was like, yo, this kid is fire. He's on his way. He's like a rocket. He's on his way to the top. What was that experience like, being part of a beat battle? Have you participated in any other ones? Have you won any other ones? Tell me what it's like being in a beat battle.
Now, I'm gonna be for real with you right now. I never heard about the word beat battle until I came out here. Like, I was just walking and I saw this guy playing sax on the street, and it was like, you should join a beat battle. I was like, you know what? Why not? And I won. Yeah, that's it.
That was your first one?
Yeah, first one. Yeah.
Yo, you did your thing,
Yeah.
bro. You did your thing. My partner, she loved the music, and there was another woman in the side. She was like, Brian Spirit.
Yeah.
And I was like, who that beat? That was like, who played that beat? That beat is fire. So I said, I couldn't see you from my angle on the stage, but I remember thinking, man, who got that beat should win. Oh wow, that's awesome. How would you describe your sound and the process it takes to create it? Describe your sound and tell me a little bit about the process.
Yeah, so basically, what I usually try to do is like get sample ideas if I work with samples, but I'm trying to always look in some other direction from like hip hop. I'm trying to be as creative as possible and trying like to make sound something that's not hip hop into hip hop. That's my goal. Yeah, basically I like a lot of jazz music and soul music since my pops grew up with R&B and soul, and I really go from there. And what I also trying to do right now with my twin brother, we're working on this project. He's my creative director. We're working on this project where we're linking up fashion and hip hop, because I feel like we're the perfect person for the job, since like we are in the fashion city of Milan.
Yes.
And our pops grew up with the culture, and mashing things up, I feel like we can come out with something interesting for sure.
I love it. I mean, they coincide. It's funny because you see me, I got the DAP gear on, DAP Harlem, and there's a famous designer out of Harlem named Dapper Dan, who came out with a book. He's collaborated. I think he's one of the creative directors of Gucci, or is it Louis Gucci, if I'm not mistaken, or is it Louis? Yeah.
Yeah, Gucci.
Yeah, Pharrell Williams is doing Louis Vuitton.
Yeah, Pharrell Williams.
So your point, they match perfectly.
Yeah, perfectly.
Music, hip hop, and fashion. So, and it's funny because that's one of the questions I wanted to ask you. What are you listening to now? And other than hip hop, like what music you listen to? Like, give me some artists that you love that you're listening to now.
Other than hip hop, I would say mostly jazz music, like Alice Coltrane or even R&B. R&B, I listen to a lot of R&B, even 70s music or 90s R&B. I really like R. Kelly, Anthony Hamilton, or whatever. Yeah.
Amazing. You said John Coltrane, right? John Coltrane?
Yeah, John Coltrane. Also Alice Coltrane.
Oh, wow. Oh,
Yeah.
He has a brother? Alex
No,
Coltrane?
Alice. Yeah,
Oh,
Alice Coltrane.
are they related?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Amazing. I love John Coltrane. So that's amazing. Was that is that his sister?
I'm not sure about that. I just listen
Nah,
to
I'm
it.
gonna look her
R&B
up
for
because
real.
I love all that music, Dizzy Gillespie or the jazz. And you were talking earlier how you like Marvin Gaye.
Yeah, Marvin
Oh
Gaye
man,
as well. Yeah,
he's one of the
totally.
yeah. So it's funny. I was listening to your beats, and I don't know if you're okay with this. Like maybe playing some of your beats and just like maybe a little snippet of some of your beats. There was some that I really liked. I sent them. So maybe we could play some of your instrumentals, maybe like 20 seconds if you're okay with that,
Yeah,
or 10
sure.
seconds.
Let's do it.
And I'm gonna tell you what I thought when I first heard them. These are the ones you played at the Dilla battle. So yeah, you had some fire on there, and I was like, oh man. I said like this beat could go with this person, this beat could go with that person. I was like, oh, so if it's cool.
Did you want to tell me what beats to play?
Yeah, just whichever one you drop whichever one you have.
No, I'm saying just tell me on the phone which one you send me on the messages.
Oh yeah. Just I got you. Yeah, I appreciate you, Thotty. Yeah, so I would say the first one I sent you. Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you what I thought.
Brian Spirit.
That one is fire though, but that's the bed. That's the background for this one.
So I got you.
All right.
Heaven is a place
This one is so
on
fire.
earth
So
where you
when I heard this,
tell me all the
and Thotty, I
Brian
like to see
Spirit.
this, which if you agree with me,
Heaven is a
when I
place
heard this, I
on
thought of
earth
French
where
Montana.
you tell me
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it will kill it.
Yeah, I can hear French here.
You can see that? Yeah.
Yeah.
now you do.
Let that breathe for a little bit. I was like, French Montana would kill that beat. So I have fun doing that, matching your beats to artists. Yeah. So that's one that I really love. And what's the name of that beat? You have a name for that beat?
My name.
It's called My Name. All right. That's fire. If you could play another one.
I got you.
Oh, good.
And you sent me
Then your text, yeah.
the Sam joint.
Yeah, whichever one. Yeah. Oh, this one. So yeah, this beat.
Brian Spirit.
Let that breathe for a little bit. So with that beat, I was imagining like Jordan Lucas and Eminem.
Yeah.
Or Eminem by himself. I think they would kill that.
Yeah,
when I heard that
I
track.
agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fire. And then maybe one more. There's another one that I know you used the the sample of the NBA on NBC.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's fire. Yeah, this is crazy.
Brian Spirit.
Like, when you make these beats, do you envision an artist on them? Do you be thinking?
Most of the time, I don't. But if I'm locking in with an artist at a time, they just go with ideas, and I'm trying to make them happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you're working with an artist, because you know their style, you know their
Exactly, yeah.
creativity.
I'm trying to like do an hybrid of
Yeah.
their sound and my sound. Always,
Yeah,
always trying to add
amazing.
something of me. You know.
So when I heard that beat, I thought of A Boogie with the hoodie.
Yeah.
Because I was like, the energy, if he could just rock that beat. Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah.
dun. So that's fine. Well, thank you for doing that. I enjoy playing your beats and trying to play like A&R, like match the artists that I thought would be fire.
Okay.
And speaking of that, like, what would be like a dream collaboration for you? Like an artist you would want to work with that you haven't worked with yet?
Kendrick. Probably
wow.
Kendrick, yeah. I'll
Yeah.
totally work with Kendrick, yeah.
Yeah. What's some of his music that you love? Like, what are some of your favorite songs from Kendrick?
Sing About Me,
Okay.
or Alright is great.
Mm-hmm.
Beach Don't Kill My Vibe is great. Lot of tracks, like I know all of them tracks, yeah.
You're a big fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like How to Pimp a Butterfly,
Yeah.
and also Good Kid, Mad City. Those albums are just amazing. The way he just made those, the way he thought it through, like
Yeah.
the whole experience he brought you. He brought you into Compton, and he just talked about oppression and just improving things in the United States. Like, we gonna be all right. It was just a powerful album.
Yeah.
Are you? I'm just curious. Tell me about your time in the States. I know you've been to LA, you've been in New York. How long have you been out here, and what's your experience like?
I've been here for a month now, I would say, and the experience been great.
Yeah.
Like, I know few people surrounding New York.
Right.
I have my man Vanta in the Bronx that he been pushing my beats to lots of artists here in New York.
Okay.
I know people in Queensbridge, we stay in East Harlem. Yeah, we having fun, just working, going
Yeah.
to studio like every day,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
locking in. Yeah,
I like one thing I could appreciate about you is your work ethic and also your professionalism. You're on time, like, and you're very responsive. Sometimes I've worked with artists and I try to, you want to help them. They might show up to a place late. But they might not respond. So it lets me know that you're going places because you take it serious. This is like your craft.
Yeah.
You're not joking.
Yeah.
You're not showing up late. And I also tell me about your training. Like you tell me you know how to play the piano.
yeah. Basically, in middle school, in my
Yeah.
school, there was this option to learn an instrument, and I was picking up the piano, and I started playing it. I forgot about it as I went out of middle school into high school,
Yeah.
but as music production came to me, it was just useful. Yeah,
Amazing.
Like it was like destiny. I really feel it was destiny. Yeah.
I think so too. So, and what are you thinking about moving to the States?
Most definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Not for all my life, but for a part of my life, I could totally see myself in New York, though. Like not any other city in New York, though. Yeah.
And I gotta say, because when I first saw you, you're very fashionable, and you say you like Kanye. I know we talked earlier. Tell me about his influence on you, Kanye West.
Basically, if I even open a laptop and just try to make beats, it was for him.
Wow.
Because he's really like determined in what he does. Like he really get things done. He started as a producer, then he became a rapper, and he really
It
had
segued
an
into
impact with me.
fashion,
Yeah,
right? Into
yeah.
fashion.
Also fashion and all of that.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's amazing. So I mean, you've already accomplished a lot of cool things. Like maybe hopefully the Meek Mill song comes out. You got the D Block Europe. What's the scene like in Milan, Italy, as far as artists, and how are you gonna get your music out to the world at this point?
You mean from Italy or?
You know what? Yeah, tell me about Italy, your experience in Italy, but also in general, how you gonna get your music out?
Okay, so basically,
What's your plan? Sorry.
like in Italy, the music business right now is like a copycat, like an industry standard that came from here. Like all of Europe is basically the way of business moving, like it's all the same. And also the artists, the genres are basically all the same. Trap music, rap music, sometimes R&B,
Yeah.
pop music a lot. Yeah, pop
Yeah.
music a lot. Yeah, but I'm not really that much into working in Italy right now. I'm working more with artists out here. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
honest with you. But yeah, there's some great artists as well in Italy. Yeah.
Okay. So I guess, is there anything else you want people to know, and also let them know where they can find your music? How can they find you? If an artist wants to get access to your beats, how would they do that? And also, if anything you want to talk about, we have some time. Whatever you want to talk about, take your time
Yeah,
to promote.
you can hit me up at Brian Spirit on IG. Yeah. Also, BeatStars Brian Spirit as well. And yeah, I would say that that's it.
That's pretty much
Yeah,
it.
that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Wow, to the moon. You got the talent, you got the hunger, the passion. You understand the history as far as jazz. You love some great artists like Coltrane, Marvin Gaye. So I look forward to seeing what you're gonna do, like with your career. Thank you for being one of my first guests on. The name of my podcast is DLopez Unpacked.
Okay.
Because I want to unpack the artists, like how did they get to where they're at, like their environment, their family, their influences, and we kind of talked a lot
Yeah.
about your influences and growing up in Milan. So I'm very excited for what you have in store, and just your music. Your music makes people feel good. Music, that's
Okay.
one of those things.
Spiritual.
Yes. Oh,
Spiritual.
and that's how you got your name.
Yeah, Brian Spirit is because I really take it seriously when it comes to music. Like, I really feel like it's more than what we see. Like, it's a feeling, like some spiritual shit. Like,
Oh, I love it.
you don't play with it. Because
Yeah.
I feel like artists that play too much with music, that don't take it seriously, or even like don't talk about the best thing about in their music, they don't ever end up well.
Yeah. You gotta
Yeah.
respect the craft. So
I'm be for real with you. Like, music for me it was something inside of me. You know, it never was something that was chasing. It came to me. It really was a way for me to express myself. I always wanted to express myself. Yeah, even in difficult times, music was always there. Even thinking about my first placement with, Pee Wee Langway.
Maybe faintly,
Yeah, it's a dope artist from Atlanta.
Oh, Atlanta, okay.
Yeah. Basically, it wasn't like the best time of my life, but I was about to go to sleep, and then I saw this guy called Caveman Rosario, which is like the old manager of Metro Boomin, who was asking for beats for Pee Wee. I sent him. 30 minutes later, I got a track.
Wow.
Yeah, if I was going to sleep, I never had the placement.
Oh man,
that was amazing.
Is it? Can you find that on DSPs? The track you're talking about?
No, it's still unreleased though.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
it's still
okay.
unreleased though.
So you guys
Yeah.
are getting this Brian Spirit fresh. A lot of his music, even the song he got with Meek Mill and the artist he just mentioned out of Adelaide, is not even unreleased. So you've seen the beginning stages of his career. So be on the lookout. Again, tell them, plug your IG one more time.
At Brian Spirit.
Brian Spirit, thank you so much for being my guest, my brother.
Appreciate
All
it.
the best to you, my brother.
All right.
Thank you. Peace.